So, while my character in the movie may be able to see the future, I also can. And I know what the future brings. I know that when you see Madame Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
What the fuck? What? Sony doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. This spin-off Spider-Man universe needs to fucking die. The first Venom was probably the most successful spin-off Spider-Man movie that came out. And that was just enjoyable. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? Venom Let There Be Carnage was fucking trash. It was trash. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. It was trash. And now they're going to make a third Venom movie, and frankly, I know that's going to be trash. They're coming out with a new Craven movie. Not really sure how I feel about that, but I like the actor. I forgot the actor's name. He's a good guy. He was in Bullet Train. But guys, this Sony spin-off Spider-Verse live action universe shit, it's never gonna work. It's never gonna fucking work. Where are they getting this money? I don't know. I'm starting to believe that these are money laundering companies because there's no way in hell that ticket sales are producing these type of movies. They're making their revenue off that. There's no fucking way. No way. All right, so we're going to hop into this video. It says Sony once again removes Spider-Man references in the new upcoming Madame Web movie. Oh my God. Let's hop right into it, okay? Jesus.
Best, just completely mishandling the Spider-Man franchise. At least the spin-off side of things. Madame Web is the latest Sony Spider-Man spin-off movie that's releasing February 14th, Valentine's Day. But what seems to be the continuous pattern with every Sony Spider-Man spin-off movie released is just the jumbled running around mess of them not knowing what to do with this spin-off universe. I'm going to be breaking down these latest details with Madame Webs and rumors we've been hearing, and of course, we won't know the full of it until we actually witness this movie. But some of the stuff we're hearing right now, I'm just like, Sony, you have so many other great Spider-Man characters to choose from. It cannot be that difficult to create your own spin-off universe based off Spider-Man. So the biggest thing that kind of started off my research with what's going down with Madame Web is when I started hearing this report on
no post-credit scene for Madame Web. God, nobody's going to the theaters to spend their money to watch this shit. This shit is actually sad, bro. We're gonna witness one of the worst opening days in movie history with this film right here.
Line that Madame Web is apparently not going to have a post-credit scene. That right there should automatically make you suspicious as hell, put your eyebrow up rock style and go, huh? And you know, if this turns out to be the case, that the movie actually does not have a post-credit scene, that really only makes me come to the conclusion of one terrifying Sony decision. What was this original post-credit scene that they made that they realized, we cannot show this? If we put this out there, we will be made fun of 10 times harder than what happened in the Morbius.
Bro, this movie doesn't look real, bruh. It doesn't. It looks like a CW show.
Days, because you know they had a post-credit scene in mind. Every comic book movie nowadays is written with some almost YouTube clickbaity post-credit scene, and half the time with the Sony movies, those post-credit scenes mean absolutely nothing. Spider-Man Homecoming post-credit scene hasn't amounted to anything so far. Venom Let There Be Carnage teasing Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man finally facing off. Not going to happen. Morbius and the Vulture meeting together in this Multiverse Sinister 6 to go find Spider-Man. There is no way they're continuing that storyline. Whatever they were cooking for Madame Web, I am glad the Sony executives finally took a bite of that and went,
There's a fight.
Damn it.
this is expired. We might never know what Sony originally had in mind, but we did have one scooper chime in to what he heard was the post-credit scene, saying, a while ago I heard there was a post-credit scene in Madame Web related to Venom and Spider-Man. It seems it is no longer the case, and they were deleted. The Spider-Man reference wasn't related to any cinematic Spider-Man, but the final cut of the film is still in process, so for all we know, maybe they throw in a post-credit scene last minute. But for right now, whatever they did have in mind, not going to be the case. To me, this is kind of like an early sign that Sony is ready to give up on this spin-off universe, because they're at the point where they don't even know what to tease next for what's coming up. They're waiting to see how the fans react and the box office perception. Next up, we had this wild report floating around online that definitely shocked my eyes that stated Sony...
What? Sony wanted Andrew Garfield to be the Spider-Man of the Madame Web universe? Guys, we have to give it up. We have to give it up. I love Toby and I love Andrew and I love Tom, but they're not gonna. This is Andrew they're done. We need to focus on Tom Holland and getting his Spider-Man right. All right, that Spider-Man Home trilogy. It was really kind of subpar. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the movies are bad. I enjoyed all of them. Don't get me wrong, but. He has had a lot of help with Iron Man, and he just hasn't really felt like my Spider-Man, my type of Spider-Man. They need to focus on this fourth movie to get Tom's character correct, man. Get him on his own. You know what I'm saying? Have him struggling financially. Have him struggle with his relationships. Have him struggle with fucking everything. All right? Take all of that in and make a great fucking Spider-Man movie, man. Just focus on him for once. Can we focus on Spider-Man just one time? Just once? Shit. That's all right, man. Just scrap all the Andrew and Toby talk. Focus on Tom Holland. Get that right. You get that right, then we could talk about the other Spider-Man.
Sony wanted Andrew Garfield to be the Spider-Man of the Madame Web universe, then later changed plans to Tom Holland. However, they then realized they did the time period wrong, so they reshot and removed everything referencing Spider-Man in a particular year. I'm sure Sony at one point was maybe trying to get Andrew Garfield in talks to be their Spider-Man for the spin-off universe, but knowing Andrew Garfield, I'm 100% sure he rejected that offer. And even though Andrew Garfield is my personal favorite Spider-Man, I would hate him to return just to be paired up next to Tom Hardy's Venom, Madame Web, Morbius. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, guys, okay? But the part of the statement I do believe him about this movie is them removing as many Spider-Man references in Madame Web as possible. And that's something Sony has a long history with. Let us not forget the Morbius days. Back when Morbius was being marketed, they were teasing the heck out of some sort of Spider-Man connection in that movie. We had graffiti art revealing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, a deleted scene from a bus that was going to have the words saying, "Where is Spider-Man?" saying that he's disappeared. I'm assuming that was going to connect to Spider-Man.
This is so fucking bad, man. This whole universe.
Spider-Man was taken out of his world into Tom Holland's world, but at the last minute, Sony removed all of that, leaving us with no confirmation to what any of those connections were going to mean at one point. The Morbius director did let us know that yes, Sony does have a plan to introduce their own Spider-Man to their spin-off universe, and I was 100% sure that was the ultimate purpose of Madame Web, is to establish the birth and the beginning of their Sony spin-off universe Spider-Man. Because this movie still has Adam Scott playing Uncle Ben, and they have not marketed her, but we know she's in the movie, Emma Roberts playing Mary Parker, Peter Parker's mom, and she has been slightly featured in some of the promotional material.
Wait, what? Is that a real thing? I didn't even fucking know that. What? Ben Parker in what? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is happening over
Materials during a baby.
Jesus!
I have to finish it.
Baby shower. To me, it was always obvious that was kind of the point of Madame Web, is to have that be a twist reveal at the end. Ezekiel's going after every spider-powered person that is gonna get Spider-Man powers in the future, and in the third act, he was probably gonna go after Peter's mom and try to kill her Terminator style. Well, it looks like Sony might have again backed out of that plan and changed things around, because we had another report come out and say, I can confirm Adam Scott and Emma Roberts are playing Ben and Mary Parker in the film, but their roles are small and insignificant. Meaning...
What the fuck? Why are they in the movie?
It looks like they might have removed the entire Terminator plot of trying to kill baby Peter Parker and have him be born in this Sony spin-off universe. And you know, to make things even more confusing and just to show you how Sony literally has no plan and is just changing things left and right, Madame Web doesn't even take place in the traditional Sony Spider-Man spin-off universe. The director of the movie, S.J. Clarkson, revealed in that interview with Entertainment Weekly that she's
It's its own standalone How many fucking universes is... What's going on? What the fuck?
definitely in a standalone world. That this movie is actually...
Hey, bro, this shit making my stomach hurt, bro. Shit making my balls itch. What the fuck is happening, bro? This Spider-Verse, Sony-verse shit is trash. Trash.
Not connected to Venom, Morbius, the MCU. The only way the movie I think is going to connect to all those other films is you gotta wonder, there's a scene in there where Madame Web is looking at the Spider-Verse in a web, and they're probably just gonna regurgitate clips from different Spider-Man movies, and that's how they'll connect it. If this is in a standalone world now that isn't going to connect to the Venom and Morbius and all those kind of movies, it makes sense now why they reduced and maybe removed a lot of the Spider-Man things from this film. Because what is the point of having a Peter Parker Spider-Man be born in a world... There's no Venom, there's no Kraven out there, there's nothing. There would literally be starting from scratch. Sony would now have 3 different universes. The MCU one, the Venom one, and now the Madame Web one. This also just lets me know how badly they fumbled the bag and could have easily have given us Spider-Man versus Venom in Venom 3. Because if Peter Parker did turn out to be born in 2003 in the Sony Venom universe, then by the time we get to Venom 3, where Tom Hardy is back in his world, that Spider-Man would be around 20 years old. That's the perfect age to then have a Tom Holland variant Spider-Man come in and fight Venom 3. Sure, would have been a horrible setup and the movie itself probably would have sucked, but we would have at least finally have gotten Tom Holland versus Venom in some way. It just blows my mind how Sony continues to fumble what feels like an easy path to do something. I can't even imagine what they have in store for Venom 3. And let's not forget, we were supposed to get Kraven the Hunter last October. That's when that movie was going to be released, but then the Hollywood strike happened, all that kind of stuff, and Sony thought that's a great opportunity to delay their movie that was literally weeks away from being in theaters and delaying it an entire year to do some new reshoots. Think about the crazy atrocities that are happening to Kraven the Hunter behind the scenes and the things that they're adding on that is only gonna jumble up this universe even more. That's why I have like the biggest hatred for these Sony Spider-Man spin-off movies. I'd love to be positive with them and look forward to them, but to me, they're just an obvious sign that Sony has found an infinite glitch to keep the Spider-Man rights. Because as you guys know, Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, but they can only keep those rights if they put a new Spider-Man movie in production every 3 years. And that's why we were getting...
Is that the deal? That's what has to happen for them to keep their rights? They have to keep... I didn't know that. So that explains the shitty fucking Spider-Verse movies we've been getting. That fucking explains it. I did not... Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. That explains it. That fucking explains it. Wow. Okay.
Spider-Man movie after Spider-Man movie, from Tobey Maguire to Andrew Garfield to Tom Holland. Now with these spin-off Spider-Man movies that technically count in that contract, we could go 10 years without having to bring back Tom Holland Spider-Man. I mean, we just had No Way Home release in 2021. No idea when Spider-Man 4 is coming out, but as long as they keep making these spin-off movies, they can delay Spider-Man 4 from ever being made. Which is why when we hear rumors they're maybe going to make a Dr. Octopus solo movie, a Mysterio solo movie, a Black Cat solo movie, you better believe Sony is seriously considering it, because for some reason it's easier for them to make this kind of movie than to make a full new Spider-Man film. In the end, I'm still going to go into Madame Web hoping it's somewhat of an entertaining movie.
Do not watch this fucking movie. Do not watch Madame Web. Don't. Unless you want to just throw your money away, bro. Don't fucking do it. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button and you also subscribe for more content like this. It's your boy DFO Merlo, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.